This video is for the holiest people in the world, the members of Klal Yisrael, who went against the grain, the ones who didn't listen to the voice of reason, but rather listened to the voice of the living God, our Father in heaven. I'm talking about the holy Jews who heard the call of Lech Lecha, and just like Avram Avinu, instead of finding every excuse under the sun to get out of it, he looked up to our Father in heaven and said, "Show me where to go, and I'll follow you to the ends of the earth." Avram Avinu was righteous, kind, caring, loving, loyal, and truthful. He embodied the characteristics of God and was therefore chosen by him to be the one to bring the light of God into the world, to teach the world of goodness, morals, and truth, to be the light and blessing unto the people of the world. But this could only be done from one place, from the palace of God, the center of the universe, Eretz Yisroel, which is the doorway to the heavens and the only place in the world where both the physicality of the earth and spirituality of the heavens are intertwined. And it is the only place through which humanity can bring down the holy glory of the Creator of heaven and earth. Now, what many people probably don't notice about Avram Avinu is exactly what happened to him as soon as he set out on this monumental journey of Lech Lecha. God told him to leave everything behind, his family, friends, relationships, and all the things that he knew. He was told by Hashem, "Trust me, and follow me to the land that I will show you." Hashem promised him greatness and promised him blessing. But what actually happened to Avram Avinu when he got to Eretz Yisroel? The moment he got there was a major famine in the land. So Avram had to travel down to Egypt to find food. His wife Sarah was kidnapped there by the king of Egypt. Avram eventually gets her back and once again travels back to Eretz Yisroel, where upon arrival gets into a major fight with his selfish nephew Lot. Avram at this point is probably a bit burnt out. He was promised blessing and greatness, but ever since he got to Eretz Yisroel, all that he had experienced was hardship and pain. So God once again comes to Avram Avinu and speaks with him. Hashem says, "Look all around you. All the land that your eyes can see, I will give to your children." And so what happens next? A giant war breaks out, whereby his nephew Lot is taken captive, and Avram Avinu now has to go to battle to save him. And so Hashem yet again comes to reassure Avram Avinu and tells him that he will bless him with many offspring, and that he was brought to Eretz Yisrael in order to inherit it. And Hashem then makes a covenant with Avram, thereby confirming that he will give Eretz Yisrael to his descendants. Avram Avinu then goes on to continue struggling with his wife, because they couldn't have any children. So out of anguish and desperation, Sarah gives Avram her maidservant, Hagar, as a wife, so at least he can have children. Hagar gets pregnant, and this causes some serious friction between Avram and his wife Sarah, leading to the expulsion of Hagar from his home, which of course is very distressing and difficult for Avraham Avinu. And so yet again, now for the fourth time, Hashem comes to Avram Avinu to promise him children and the inheritance of Eretz Yisrael. And how do they seal this covenant? Hashem makes Avram Avinu circumcise himself at the age of 99 years old, a brutally painful and difficult task for anyone, let alone a man of his age. And so there you have it. That's the story of how the Creator of the universe gave the land of Eretz Yisrael to our father, Avraham. It's not a convenient fairy tale with glitter, butterflies, rainbows, and happy endings. It's the story, the real story, of a man who was chosen by God to have the greatest responsibility in all of human history. And just like you would expect from the Navy SEALs or any other elite military unit with the highest level of responsibility, you can't just sign up and join. You need to go through a long, difficult, and painful training if you want to be in the big leagues. When the Jews are outside of this land, they may be serving Hashem to the best of their ability, but only the Jews of Eretz Yisrael carry the true responsibility that was passed down to us by Avram Avinu. When Hashem promised Avram that he will give this land to his descendants, guess what? We are those descendants. We carry that almost 4,000-year-old responsibility. And for the past 3,800 years, the world has been waiting for us, the generation of Klal Yisrael, who will be the ones to fulfill the promise of God, the Jews who will enter Eretz Yisroel and complete the mission that Avram Avinu began 3,800 years ago. And never forget those two sacred words, Lech Lecha. It was the very first thing that Hashem told the very first Jew. Those two words began our entire religion, our purpose, our mission, and they represent everything that we are. They represent trust and faith in God. And if He tells us to go, even though it's hard, inconvenient, and even though we may not even know where it is we are going, Hashem said go. Therefore, we go. And leave all the small details up to Hashem. So for the Jews who don't want to take part in this sacred mission, I get it. It's hard, but it's your loss. But for the courageous Jews, those of you who left your land, your relatives, and your homes, and you followed God to the land that He gave our forefathers, to be close to Hashem, to fulfill His will, and carry out our sacred mission, I promise you, and this is not my promise, this is the promise of the Torah, this is the promise of Hashem, you will be blessed, you will see greatness. Your actions will echo through the universe, rectifying and uplifting the four corners of this earth. Your actions will pierce through the heavens, bringing down Hashem's divine light into this world, ushering in the long-awaited era of peace and divine wisdom that will illuminate everything. And for those of you who have made this great Aliyah to Eretz Yisroel, those of you who broke out of the sheep mentality and became the lions of the Jewish nation, I assume you may have, or still are, facing some hardships. Maybe more than you expected. Maybe greater hardships than you thought you could handle. But always remember what Avram Avinu went through. He came to Eretz Yisrael and was faced with non-stop, unbearable challenges. And as Chazal tell us, Eretz Yisrael is acquired through difficulty and suffering. No one ever said it's easy up here, which is why unfortunately so many Jews choose not to take part in this responsibility. But if you're here, embrace the challenges. Just like Avram Avinu, the challenges here are a training program, because the Jews in this land have the greatest job and responsibility in the world. And the moment is coming. Those of us here will be the ones to lay the bricks for the Beis HaMikdash. We will bring the first sacrifices. We will be the ones to witness the miracles foretold by all of our prophets. And the truth is, we already are. And best of all, it will be us that will be here on this holy soil to greet HaKadosh Baruch Hu when His glory descends upon us and fills the streets of Yerushalayim Yer Kodesh and the rest of Eretz Yisrael. And how sweet will the fruits of our labor be when we will feel the warmth and love of our Father in heaven when He comes down to dwell amongst us. Chazak ve'ematz, my friends. May you always have the strength to fulfill the word of our Father in heaven. Hey guys, if you're enjoying these videos, if you're getting inspired, motivated, I ask, please share them with a friend, share them with your family. We're trying to get everyone, all the Jewish people, to move back to Eretz Yisrael. We're trying to bring the Geula. And if you aren't already, then please subscribe to the channel. It helps a lot. And unlike some other companies and organizations, I'm a one-man band for the most part. I write the scripts, record the videos, edit them. I put in nothing less than 10 to 20 hours a week just making these videos. And then a lot more than that, being in touch with people, contacting people, helping people get to Eretz Yisrael. It's a lot of work, and I'm so happy to do it. It is the greatest opportunity I've ever had in my entire life to be part of making a change in Klal Yisrael. But I ask of anyone who'd like to partner with me, go to my website, HomeBoundisrael.com, make a donation. It helps immensely. All the money goes towards putting in more time, putting in more work, getting these messages out in front of more people, in front of more of Klal Yisrael. And again, every single dollar goes to making the greatest Kiddush Hashem that the world has ever seen. Thanks, guys. Chazak ve'amatz. See you next time.